When did the person who scared you most suddenly defend you? My husband David is one of those painfully quiet men who shows love through extremely practical things. He changes my oil before I notice it's low, refills my windshield washer fluid, leaves gas in my car without mentioning it. Actual romantic speeches? Absolutely not. Because of that, I always felt weirdly insecure around his family. They're loud, rich, intimidating, the kind of people who casually own multiple vacation homes and somehow make you feel underdressed in your own outfit. Especially David's mom, Helen. Helen runs every family gathering like a board meeting. She's calm, terrifying, and somehow never raises her voice above a normal indoor volume. For 4 years, I honestly believed she just barely tolerated me. Last weekend, we were at her house for a huge family dinner when David's older sister Claire cornered me alone in the kitchen. Claire loves reminding everyone I grew up broke. She picked up the cheap grocery store wine I brought and smiled this awful little smile. "Oh," she said, turning the bottle around in her hands. "We usually cook with this." I genuinely wanted the floor to open up and swallow me. Then Helen walked into the kitchen. Nobody even spoke. Helen looked at the wine bottle in Claire's hand, then calmly walked over to the counter and picked up the expensive imported Cabernet Claire had brought. And without a single word, she uncorked it and poured the entire thing straight down the sink. Claire actually made this tiny choking sound. Helen didn't even look at her. She just said, "If your standards are that difficult, you can go drink somewhere else tonight." The whole kitchen went dead silent. Claire grabbed her purse and left without arguing once. I was standing there apologizing so fast I could barely breathe. Helen just sighed, grabbed 2 glasses from the cabinet, and opened my cheap wine instead. Then she looked at me and said quietly, "You really think I'd let someone disrespect you after what my son told me?" My stomach dropped. And before I could even ask what she meant, she smiled into her wine glass and said, "3 years ago, David sat at this exact kitchen island crying because he thought he'd finally met someone who made life feel safe. I don't think David has cried in front of me once." Helen tapped her glass lightly against mine. Then she said, "He's still terrified you'll realize you're too good for him."